What's up, YouTube and Halloween fans? Welcome back to the JeffMan316 Pop Culture Reporter channel. I'm your host, as always, JeffMan316, and welcome back to my Halloween Ends reaction video. Yeah, I'm a little bit late. I was out of town. Yeah, I promised you this reaction, and I'm going to give it to you, whether it's late or not. But not on top of that, I've got a few news nuggets that I want to throw at you. Was my theory video possibly correct? Everybody says this trailer didn't show much. Maybe it showed more than you think. Let's talk about it. Let's go. So yeah, before we get into the trailer, we'll watch it together one time before we talk about it in detail, but I'm going to show you a couple things here. So let's throw up the poster over here. What do you think of it? I really like it. It's like they've taken each phase of Michael as he goes, really simplistic. The main part I like about it, it doesn't say just Halloween Ends. It assumes you know who the hell that is. That's Michael Myers. It just says Ends Halloween. I love it. I think it's an awesome poster. I really like to get one of those to put next to my other ones. Got, you know, there's the Halloween Kills on the NECA box. That was the poster art. But on top of that, a lot of people didn't know that the trailer, when they released it in the press release, they put a description of the movie, a plot synopsis. I'm going to read that and we're going to talk about it together. So let's get into the plot synopsis. So here it is. I got it on the screen, but I'll read it to you. 4 years after the events of Halloween Kills, Lori is living with her granddaughter Allison and is finishing writing her memoir. Michael Myers hasn't been seen since. Lori, after allowing the specter of Michael to determine and drive her reality for decades, has decided to liberate herself from fear and rage and embrace life. But when a young man, Corey Cunningham, is accused of killing a boy he was babysitting, it ignites a cascade of violence and terror that will force Lori to finally confront the evil she cannot control once and for all. Yeah, sorry, I had to be a little dramatic there. You know, it does confirm that Corey's going to be a major part of it. It didn't say that he was the love interest of Allison like a lot of people were thinking. It says accused of killing a boy and ignites a cascade of violence. So to me, that does go back to the video where I was talking about I was worried Michael might not be the one doing all the violence in this. If what Corey did leads him to do some violence, it's a cascade of violence. That's quite a bit of violence there. I'm a little worried about that. Maybe Michael isn't in the movie as much as we were thinking, or at least in my video when I was theorizing that maybe there's two killers. Maybe that sort of confirms it. Well, if that didn't confirm it for you, we're going to watch the trailer together, and I'm going to give you some news nuggets about that. So let's get into the trailer together. So I got it queued up, and we'll play it right over here, and let's watch it together and react. I love that little opening with the trick or treat. We'll talk about that later. So I'm assuming that this is Lori and Allison's new home they're talking about. They were living together. And listen to that breathing. What do you think of that? Is that Michael creeping? Sort of like a Halloween 78 kind of vibe there. And you see they cut right there, right? Come on, she's waiting. Let's go. Is that Corey that got grabbed around the neck? I like the little montage back and forth. There's Allison, there's Hawkins.
Come and get me, motherfucker.
Red band trailer. Theirs is probably the fight that they described from the Con trailer. Trying to get her on. Boom. Now, I really like that trailer, and I'm going to tell you why. We're going to go through it. I'm going to give you some details about what I think tells you more than you really think if you pause it and check out some of those shots. So let's dig into it. So let's start out by, at the beginning, you got the kids trick-or-treating, and they're like, trick-or-treat. To me, I loved it. It sounded just like the kids singing the little melody at the beginning of Halloween, and it ends with them singing Trick or Treat, so that's a perfect segue into the movie. Then you get the new house, which I'm assuming is Laurie and Allison's house that they mentioned in the press release. But that breathing, I didn't think it sounded like Michael. If he's been hiding away, his breath is going to me, sound deep, muddled, like almost hard to breathe. It just sounds a little bit weird to me. So I'm wondering if that's not Michael. And the reason I say that is, you see when he puts his hand on the door, when did Michael ever do that? I mean, he creeps into the shadows, but if he's going to go into a room, he goes head on bang right into the room. And Laurie is waiting there with the gun. But let's get back to that door. When he takes his hand and push it opens, you've already probably read online what everybody's saying. That can't be your hand. What'd you do? You got Deadpool powers? Did you regenerate fingers? It's got all of his fingers back. So Michael lost some fingers, you know, with the shotgun blast in the 2018 movie. So that's one reason I don't think. And I think if you pause it and look, and I can't lighten it up really good on my computer, but I've seen other people do it, the mask looks like it doesn't have all of the cracks and the cuts in it that Michael's has from the age and deterioration. It's going to have even more. To me, it looked a little too smooth, and the hair didn't look as matted. So I'm wondering if that's not the actual Michael Myers mask, that's somebody dressed as Michael. That was what I predicted before, and I'm telling you that's what this trailer tells you. So then after you get past that part, I do like the fact that Laurie's wearing her blue shirt in that scene, because that's another throwback to the 78. That's exactly what she wore in her fight with Michael. So maybe they're going to go full circle with that. I think in the fight scene, though, toward the end and other flashes, it was obviously Michael. Now, when they started showing the cuts of the other characters, one of the first ones they showed was a boy. Looked like he was in the sewer and he was looking around creeping. I'm wondering if that's Corey. It looked like him from the picture that I saw. He was down in the sewer creeping, and then what did he find? Freaking Michael Myers himself jumped out and grabbed him by the throat. And then later in the trailer, they show another quick cut of Michael having him on the ground, and it looked like it was Michael's a damaged, injured hand that was trying to grab him. So I'm wondering if Corey might have survived that encounter with Michael. And with that being said, Michael has probably been living in the sewer. That is one place he could probably disappear for 4 years, come and go at night, late at night, where he wouldn't be discovered easily. So he could have been living down there. So maybe Corey survives that fight with Michael, and that's what leads to his obsession. Because if he's already had trauma in his life, he's probably going to be pretty disturbed as far as if he gets accused or blamed for killing a child that he thinks he didn't. And then he has an encounter with Michael. Maybe he becomes obsessed, like I said in the last video, obsessed with Michael, and he himself comes after Laurie and Allison. And with that being said, wouldn't that be an easy way for Michael? Because I was thinking, how can Michael know where their new house is? If Michael then goes after and stalks Corey and follows him back to their house. Because then if you look at the end, Laurie has like a vest or something over top of her shirt. So those are two different scenes. So there's no way that's Michael at the beginning and Michael at the end. And why, if so, why would they have two scenes where she's fighting him in the house? So I think that's those are multiple reasons why that's not Michael at the beginning of the trailer that's coming after Laurie. So with that being said, let's talk about a few other things. There's one shot in there that looks really weird to me. I think the mask, once again, looks a little too smooth, and the coveralls don't look rough, but it's a shadow. So is it a flashback, or is that from that scene where Laurie might possibly be fighting the quote-unquote fake Michael, or that could be Corey? And then there's this other shot where he's coming down with the knife, and that's definitely not Michael, because if you pause it and look, there's a ring on the hand. And also the hand looks clean. Michael's hand at the end when she's stabbing it looks nasty, dirty, bloody. He's been in the sewer. He's not going to have clean hands. What did he do? Stop at the bathroom like in the other one and wash his hands? So with that being said, when they show the flash of Allison and that one, she's screaming. So I'm wondering if that's at the beginning or end when she discovers either Corey in the house with Laurie or Michael in the house. So that leads me to say, you see Hawkins for a brief second, but you don't see Lindsay. I'm a little worried about that. I wish she would have had a bigger role in this, because you don't have a lot of characters from the original left. So you only had Allison, Laurie and Lindsay, basically the 3 survivors, and Hawkins. And I was hoping those would be the main characters in this. So I hope they don't add too many of those other characters that they show flashes of. Hopefully they're only in a few scenes, and we do get a majority of the movie centered around at least Laurie and Allison. But I am worried, buddy. I don't think you're going to be in the movie too much. I think you might be at the beginning, a few things sprinkled in the middle, and at the end. I think Corey's going to take your role in a lot of this movie, so that fucking sucks. So before we close out the video, there's a couple more shots that I want to show. I really like that fight with Michael and Laurie. I like how they have it to where Michael is trying to put her hand down in the garbage disposal. That's kind of either a homage to H2O when that happened, or maybe it's Michael going, listen, bitch, you took multiple fingers of mine, I'm taking some of yours as well. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then also, I'm going to show you this. I really think this press release photo of Michael and Laurie struggling with her wearing that blue shirt, like from the, similar to the 78 movie. And then the dirty, grungy look, real nasty looking mask. I think that's what they're going to end up doing with this mask, is dirtying up, making it really grungy and dirty and hair matted, looking almost gross, because if he's been in the sewer, it would be. So I'm really looking forward to the mask, if this is any indication of what it's going to be. And Michael's coveralls are probably going to be nasty. Oh, can you imagine the smell? But either way, that's my breakdown. That's what I think proves a lot of my plot points from the last video. If you didn't watch that, go check it out. And if you did, keep supporting the channel, because if I hear news nuggets all along leading up to Halloween Ends, and I'm going to do a review series coming up starting on this coming Monday, where we're going to review all of the Halloween movies from Halloween 78 all the way to Halloween Ends. So like, comment, subscribe, share, support the video every time you watch one of my videos. I love you guys. Keep coming back. How are you going to know when I post new videos? Hit the notification bell. It's going to let you know, so you'll know when to come back and watch not just Halloween Ends videos, anything pop culture related, because that's what we do here. So until next time, boys and girls, this is JeffMan316, your pop culture reporter, signing out saying, you guys be safe out there.